Welcome to Transforming the B2B Buying Experience. Facilitating the panel is Kevin Asher. He has over 20 years of sales and marketing experience, and he helps companies win by modernizing their sales force to become more awesome through technology and technique. Welcome, Kevin.
Thanks, Gene. Great to be here.
So this is theme number 8 in a series, meeting formats and tactics. What is this about?
Well, the sales meeting is basically the crux of any B2B buying process. And so this week, we're going into the details and the tactics around what's really under the hood and how do we take what we think we know about meetings and actually do it to as much of an excellent execution as possible.
And this is not meetings with our sales staff. This is meetings with our client.
These are client-focused meetings. These are revenue with the expectation of revenue generation.
Well, this is great information. So who are the thought leaders that sat on this important panel?
So we have a global panel, mostly U.S., but we do have global representatives of sales leaders, sales consultants who have formerly been sales leaders, and also procurement and buyers, which makes the whole panel very lively because we're not getting just seller perspectives, but we've got very experienced professional buyer perspectives as well.
That's great. So in your executive summary, you have 4 key points to include death to PowerPoint. Tell us about this.
Well, first of all, let me just say that holding a good meeting is easy to understand, hard to do. So yes, we're going to talk more about PowerPoint. Everybody loves hating on PowerPoint. We're going to discuss that a bit more. Face-to-face meetings, higher commitment, probably in most cases higher cost. Well, let's talk about how to make the best use of those investments. Last few years have seen a rapid rise in use of web conferencing. We'll also talk about whether the old school dial-in is still alive and how to use it when necessary. And then finally, entertainment and other untraditional, sort of unstructured, out of the office type sales meetings. Again, all with the purpose of meeting with new or prospective clients with a specific revenue objective.
Well, these are great topics. I can't wait to hear what the panel concluded. Let's start with key point number 1. I love the PowerPoint, but I know that it's been abused by so many people that now it gets a really, really bad rap. Is it a bad tool, or is it people using a tool poorly?
Definitely the latter. So like anything, it's a tool. It's to augment and to drive better communication and greater rapport as quickly as possible. So we all know what the downsides are. Droning on and on about slide 83 about our office in Jakarta. Everybody hates that. However, some people are visual learners. And so if you're not engaging multi-senses, you're going to lose or challenge your visual learners. So why not structure the conversation with having a few key supporting visuals? Now, like our panelists say here, it's really important to read your audience and understand who's in the room with you, because this is people connecting with people. And so giving the prospect, the client, the control over how they want to be communicated with is key.
And then getting into key point number 2, in-person meetings. Are those growing in popularity, or are we losing more as the world gets flatter?
It's a bit of both, Gene. What is indisputable and verified by this Verizon study is that there are still so many people who give bad meetings. Far too often, salespeople are still going in and winging it. They're winging it because they're awesome, because I've done this before, because I know what they want. And if you go in, and we fall to our lowest level of preparation. And so time gets wasted, buyers get frustrated when sellers go in and haven't done their homework, or at the very least been clear about what they want to have happen in the meeting. And the final thing is, what that happens in the meeting, you better be thinking about it from the client's point of view, not for yours. And if, let's say, even if it's a negotiation, how can I give them what they want so they feel like they've won while also maintaining the integrity of our offering and doing what I need to support my company's mission.
Which takes us into key point number 3, which is dealing with phone and web meetings. Now, I keep seeing statistics, Kevin, that there's nothing beats a face-to-face in terms of closing a deal, but I assume that phone and web is continuing to grow, or at least web?
It's all a trade-off. It's tough traveling to in-person meetings is a big investment of time and money. And that could be a rough way if you've got a goal where going 25 grand at a pop means that you need to sell about 30 or so per month. So it's all a balance and a trade-off. The good news about web meetings is that the video quality and bandwidth requirements have all improved for the benefit of us users, the collaboration tools. And let's face it, people are just used to consumer products like FaceTime. People's expectations of what it means to interact have changed. And so, yes, in-person is important, but I disagree with the notion that you can't form strong relationships over the phone.
Well, let's move into key point number 4, which is the entertainment and other types of meetings. Walk me through this. What does this mean?
Like our panelists say, it has a role, but it's no longer considered essential. And in particular, the biggest shift that I've seen is that generally buyers are less willing to give their time to those who are prospecting them. Where entertainment generally happens is to solidify relationships, where you're already doing business, where you've already proven your value, as opposed to the entertainment is the lubricant to get the deal done in the first place. Very big shift.
And Kevin, the old adage used to be sell in the morning, service in the afternoon. Do you think there's still truth to that, or do you think that's an outdated idea?
I think we're always selling and we're always servicing now.
Mm-hmm. So I'm really intrigued by your survey that you've put up here, which is how much can you sell to somebody without having to see them face to face? Walk us through this. And this is not necessarily your belief. This is the belief of the panel. Is that right? I want to qualify that up front.
That's right. So the panel in total is about 20 members. I think about 15 or so participate in the survey. So, a very small N for sure. I'm not surprised that the biggest result is the assumption that only the under $25,000 deals can be done over the phone. I am surprised, and I do disagree with that. Nothing over $100,000 can be done over the phone. And the reason why I believe this, and the reason why I interpret what I've seen from my clients, my own past experiences, again, back to people are more rushed for time. They don't want to meet with you in person until they feel that it's absolutely necessary.
So, Kevin, it sounds like a very lively panel. Let's talk about the 3 experts that really stood out for you.
Yes. So Femina has come on strong over the last few weeks. She's a recent addition and has just provided a very EQ, emotional intelligence focused view of just really understanding the emotions that are driving a bunch of these outcomes and behaviors. David is one of those procurement professionals that I was referring to. So he just provides great examples of what's happening from the buyer side, particularly some of the traps and tools that they use to snare inexperienced and unsuspecting sellers. And then Primo also comes from a sales background and just provided very insightful and very concise summaries around these key issues.
That sounds great. Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Gene.
It's Kevin Asher. He has over 20 years of sales and marketing experience. He helps companies win by modernizing their sales force to become more awesome through technology and techniques. And we will talk again, Kevin.